Welcome back to the Relationship Whisperer Show with Miss Dragonfly, where we discuss all things relationships with the aim to make marriage great again. And welcome back, Bluey.
It's the Blue looking for you.
Yeah. Okay, I think I might have scared you off a bit too much. That you disappeared last week.
Yeah.
Yeah. Bit too much, eh?
Bit too much.
Bit too much. Yeah. Probably a bit of a hard subject last week as well. That's why you needed to turn. Well, today we are going back to our mainstay, and today's topic is when men and women stop competing and start cooperating.
Well, just look at women's sports. There's a lot of men competing in them.
Yes, true. And that's what we discussed about last week.
Oh, you did?
The themes, yeah. Tickle versus giggle case. I mean, I think it will have you laughing your head off, the whole case.
Crickets.
Yeah. Tickle versus giggle, and then you'll just laugh your head off about the case. It was hilarious. It's hilarious. It should not even have gone to court. But anyway.
Oh, well. That was last week. This is a new week.
Now, okay, look. If the left hand and the right hand fight each other, nothing gets built, right? But when they work together, then they can carry, protect, heal, create, and build a home. Yeah? Look, what does modern culture say?
Which one?
Modern culture has trained men and women to compete with each other. Like, who needs who less, who has more power, who earns more, who sacrifices more, or who gets the better deal. They all, in both sides, are arguing over who gets the better deal, yeah?
Yeah.
But happy marriages and strong families are not built by competition. They're built by cooperation. And really, just think about this.
Okay.
A relationship becomes weak when the man and woman are trying to defeat each other instead of complete each other.
Well, that's called divorce, isn't it?
No, it's over trying to be one up on the other person. Trying to say, I'm better than you, or I'm the main person in this marriage or relationship. But why do you need to do that? And but really, look, let's go back to it. How did men and women end up becoming competitors? They are now, even in relationships. And I know our listeners, some of our listeners would recognise that. At least they've been through it themselves or know of couples that are competing with each other.
Well, I would say it would be largely because the level of communication has vastly changed over the last few decades. So, for example, now we have devices to communicate with. Before, we used to sit across from each other and converse.
No, and it's not so much a conversing. It's about modern messages, how, this social engineering happening.
Well, if you look at the family values 20, 30 years ago, most families sat around the kitchen table or the dining table and had dinner together, and they spoke about the day and how they're doing and all that stuff, and then they had a laugh.
And they had a laugh, yeah.
But now if you look at it, most people there's very little communication going on. And you probably got to send, your kids or whatever, a text message.
Yeah.
To get their attention at the dinner table. Could you pass the peas, please?
Yeah.
Could you pass the please?
Peas, please. Yeah.
Send. You get an okay back. Ding, ding.
Ding,
okay,
ding.
all right.
But really, look, but also, as you know, social engineering, that's one thing, that's on a dinner table. But another thing is people's thought processes now are different. I mean, what's the modern messaging now? Firstly, let's go through with the women first. I mean, the modern messages often tell women you don't need a man, right? You've heard of that?
Yeah, there's a lot of that going around.
Depending on a man is a weakness. Like I say, you don't have any backbone, I need a man to depend on, kind of thing. You heard of that?
Yeah.
And nurturing. No. Women, don't want to be nurturing. Nurturing is an oppression. Okay? And look, You don't want to get married. Marriage limits you. You keep hearing that? And career success is more important than family contribution. You've heard of all that? Yeah.
Well, most people don't know what they need until they actually need it.
Until they actually need it, yeah.
It's it's confrontational right in front of you.
Yeah. But
then you go,
the problem is that people don't know what they need, and they're being told what they need from society or modern social media influencers, and special interest groups like feminists. And then on the other side, you've got MGTOW at the end of the spectrum. And what's the modern messages often telling men?
Run for the hills, lad, run for the hills.
Look, women only want your money. Yeah? You've heard of that? Never be vulnerable so she can seize you. Okay? Or don't trust commitment. Okay? Because it's going to bite you. A marriage's trap, right? You've heard of that one?
Yeah.
And stay detached and be self-protective.
And don't sign any contracts.
Don't sign any contract.
Unless it's a prenup.
Yeah. But what's the result of all this from both sides? Well, the result is men and women date defensively, don't they? I mean, just go for a safe bet and basically just dating for fun, because then not being serious, because then marriage feels risky. Okay. And marriage feels risky so much. Look, I'll tell you, there was one person. He was dating online, but he was so scared of being taken to the cleaners by a woman if he happened to marry, because he said he's been seen so many men. That happened to so many men. He's not going to be a victim. One stage, he even thought about going and getting himself sterilized, so he would not end up fathering a child that could be used against him to take him to the cleaners, for him financially. I think he had some. I think that stage, if you're going to think about that, well, one, it tells me he's got some form of mental issues himself to sort through.
Or he's just seen a few things.
To that extent. But if that's the case, then very simple. You don't have to get yourself sterilized. Just date women over 45 where they're not going to become pregnant.
Oh, well, what a solution.
Simple. Do not date the young, healthy, fertile women then. But the thing is, they want that. Naturally, your men's instinct is to want that, isn't it? But then, so terrified of them in case they trick you by falling pregnant. But you're also, by doing that, you're also wasting their time, their fertile window of opportunity. So stick with older women.
Yeah.
Solution, perfect solution, and then everyone's happy.
Could even be a better compensation.
Yeah. Okay. This is your solution. And so, look, then both sides feel misunderstood. That's a result, and people protect themselves instead of building together like that guy. And so, really, the clear line is when men fear being used and women fear being controlled, I mean, both come into love with their armor on, don't they? Okay, guys, be so self-guarded, and women fear being controlled and all that. Or another thing with women, they fear social disapproval. If that happened. I mean, how many times have you heard, say, a traditional housewife saying, no, I don't want to go to work, I want to be a stay-at-home mum, basically getting criticised and absolutely a whole lot of backlash from feminist groups. They're saying, you're a doormat. And even some men saying, oh, I don't want a woman like that who say be accommodating to me. I want a strong, independent woman that will argue with me and compete with me. True? And this is where I think that the men that say that, they're confusing someone that isn't needy with someone that doesn't need you. Strong, independent women that don't need you.
Good point.
Yeah. So yeah, and then, and they get indoctrinated and say, you don't want a woman that's just happy to stay at home, do you? Just depend on you. You want a woman that can stand up for herself. Have you heard of that too? In men's circles.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. And I think, the mistake men make there as well. That's not a marriage choice. I mean, there are certain cultures when I point out, like a 1930s woman, and then immediately go, no, I don't want some woman so old-fashioned, all she does is stay at home. Well, they're forgetting that the 1930s woman is not necessarily can't do anything. If you think that 1930s woman would step up if needed to. Remember when the Second World War happened and all the men went off to war?
I can't quite remember it, I've been...
You weren't around then. Okay, fair enough. Well, when it was the Second World War and men had to go off to the war, and so mostly women at home, but they still needed to run. The country still needed to run.
Yeah, they rolled up the sleeves
so the
and
women stepped up.
got into production.
Yeah, the women stepped up.
They even played professional sports.
They were became mailmen, delivered milk.
Welders and everything.
Did all that.
Yeah, they were working in industrialization.
But when the men came back, the war was over. The men came back, then they didn't have to do that. They went back to the home. So that's the thing. They step up when they need to.
Yeah.
Yeah. But if they
would it happen today?
But don't know. Yeah. Today
what kind of stepping up would happen today?
None, because everyone has to work now. We have needed 2 incomes to survive. That's one thing. True.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's an unfortunate thing.
It's a tight squeeze out there.
Tight squeeze. It went from working when you want to, being the right to work if you want to you have no choice. You have to work now. They've screwed. It's been skewed.
We've got subscription models now.
Yeah.
Every month we have to come up with it.
So that's a horrible thing that has happened, and because of I guess the feminist push for women to go to work, and have not a choice anymore. You have to. Got no choice. And is that a win for women? Really?
No, it's actually going behind.
That's going behind.
Because a woman's strength relies on her creativity, her intuition, her femininity, and if you get her to stand on an assembly line, a production line, and assemble put a little, bit of plastic together or whatever on some factory production line, then where's the intuition then?
Yeah.
Where's the nurturing and caring for the children and all of that then?
Well, feminists have a solution to that. Yeah, push the women to become CEOs.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't forget about the family having kids. Just be CEOs. Be on boards.
Yeah.
So.
But if you notice that most of their arguments fall short of any form of logic.
Yeah. Makes no sense at all.
Well,
like quotas.
It has to have some form of something, otherwise that people would just, But as for the most part, they just don't make much sense. And so where's it all going to go?
So look, there is the difference between partnership and competition. Right. Competition sounds like, okay, how would you pick up on someone, there's competition or someone's competing? All right. If you hear words like, what do I get? Or why should I give more? Or who's got the power? And who's got the power in this relationship? Okay, work out. And who's winning?
It's easy to spot.
Yeah.
And you can see the me speak and the I speak.
Okay, and who needs who less?
Yep.
Hear all that?
Which one loves the other one the most?
The most.
Because it's always a variant, isn't it, if you notice?
Yeah, there's always a variant. And but what would partnership sound like then? You hear their faces like this, and then it would that's a partnership. I mean, how do we build? That is what we?
Yeah.
How do we protect this?
Yeah.
Okay. What do we each bring? How do we make life better together? Okay. How do we carry the load? So, you see...
Well, the bloke does it.
Listen, in competition, both keep score. Both people keeping score.
Yeah.
Okay. But in a
I'll do this, you do that. I'll love you as long as you do that for me.
For me.
But if you don't do that for me, then the love will stop.
But in a partnership, both people contribute. Don't they?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, definitely. And that is the basis. I mean, so really, Keeline, look, a marriage is not meant to be two people negotiating against each other. It is meant to be two people building the same life. So now, how can masculine and feminine strengths work together? I mean, it's just like the right hand and the left hand, if you think about it that way. Look, a healthy family needs both. And a healthy partnership needs both. So, firstly, what are masculine strengths? I mean, like, look, provides direction. Yeah? Look, and I guess there's
I was going to
lots of
say
people-
biceps.
provides direction. And this is what I mean by leadership. Yes, I know in the age of equality, and they said, well, why does the man have to be the one doing the leading? Couldn't we both be the same? And I said, well, firstly, do you want every decision to be made by committee? That's what it is. Okay. And secondly, why can't it be the woman? Okay. When we're talking about direction, we are talking about in terms of, what do you call it? A very high level. Very high level direction, where we live, where we, what's the next step? Are we going to buy a house now or not? I guess in terms of the family. And I have to say, women are far more emotive. Yeah. Emotional, emotive, and makes decisions more with their heart and men with their head. And so...
But men will take more risks and things, which
generally
is
will
also,
take more risks, but
Yeah.
then again, they'll have to be responsible.
But most men who are married for a long period of time, they've got a house
Yeah.
with the woman, the man and things.
Insist on it, yeah.
If that man had chosen not to marry,
Yeah.
not saying that man, but you mean out of the broad scale of things,
Yeah.
like the majority of things, most men wouldn't have a house.
Yeah. We're carefree.
They would probably be living in a tent somewhere, apart,
Because a woman has to be grounded.
Yeah.
Has to be grounded.
And she pushes him into it.
She has to feel there's some sort of security.
Yeah.
She'll push him into it, and then he'll make the decision.
So a woman can provide a man with a level of foundation.
Foundation, yes.
Yeah.
It's actually, but
As long as she can get him to pay for it.
foundation. But then he'll make a more rational in terms of what they'll buy. For instance, where a woman says,
Yeah.
"Oh, I want it to be." I'll be like Sarah's or my cousin's or got one like that or whatever. And
Yeah,
so
the beauty shop's just at the bottom of the stairs or whatever,
things like that.
at the lift there's a beauty salon there. That's all, yeah.
But yeah, be more rational.
But you got to be a bit more practical.
Yeah,
And
she'll actually remind him of the need, and he'll actually be more rational as to within that. Okay, we need something like that. What's the most rational thing to buy? So that's more the direction. Why the man provides more direction?
Yeah.
Because he's generally far more rational than the woman. And also because he's physically stronger, and that it will provide protection. And sometimes he doesn't have to bash anyone up, or that is an intimidation factor.
Yeah,
I mean,
if you see a Rottweiler in the front yard,
yeah, versus a poodle.
there's not many people who'll jump the fence.
Yeah. Versus if
they'll
you had
jump another fence.
versus
perhaps.
if you had a poodle in the backyard.
Yeah.
Even though that poodle might be the most vicious poodle ever, be even more vicious and guarded than the Rottweiler, but
Yeah.
people don't know that.
It's just like a bit of a
perception.
pillow with a few legs sticking out.
Yeah, it's a perception, and also yes, deterrence. Okay, look, if you see a woman walking on her own, okay, it's different than a man is walking with. A woman walking down the road on her own, different from a woman walking down the road with a man. You generally would not be more guarded in approaching than is a single woman on her own.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's that factor as well. And also, look, they provide discipline. In a family, you need discipline. Okay, and so you have all these people arguing then, why can't the woman provide discipline? She can do just as well a job. Well, hang on. 70% of those in prison come from single mother families.
Yeah.
There's an issue there. So obviously discipline.
It's an in-your-face statistic.
The statistic. You know, women are more nurturing by nature. And if she does, then she can't be two jobs, doing the nurturing and then doing discipline.
Yeah.
Who's going to do
Wait
the children?
till your father gets home.
Yeah. So there's no. Well, the child's not going to take her seriously because she's also doing the nurturing.
Yeah.
You see, even if nothing else.
Usually you even find it if there is like a big dog in the family, and the woman's there, you telling the dog off, the dog doesn't really care. As soon as the man comes in,
like,
okay. All right. I'll sit, here's my paw.
And especially with animals, they have a sixth sense. You know, they smell, the energetics are different. Yeah. And look, also physical and practical resilience. That's what masculine strength provides. And problem solving as well. Some things be very, because men are generally more rational. So can do the solving. Okay. And this is where to me, what really makes a man, what a real man is not how big he is, how many muscles, how many weights he can lift, or how many people he can beat up. It is, can he make the difficult decisions?
Who to beat up first?
Eeny, meeny, miny, mo.
Oh.
Okay. But yeah, yes. Can he take the pressure? Can he deal with a difficult situation that comes up, a difficult problem? Can he solve it? That is the test of the mettle of that's a man.
That's what real intelligence means, perhaps.
That's what real masculinity is. So, yeah, like problems of leadership under pressure. Can you still hack it? And building and defending as well. And, you know, even in a corporation, I mean, if you've got a CEO that's a male and a CEO that's a woman, it's different dynamics, isn't it?
Yeah,
it is. It is different. Look, the female CEO, she might have the greatest of ideas, implement the best changes.
Yeah.
But there is still an X factor of whether the staff really takes her that seriously.
If she's good at what she does.
If she's good at what she does.
And I think it's like the male-female thing is that sometimes women are really good at stuff too.
But they have to.
And they can be really smart.
But they end up having to prove themselves more so than a man does. And that's the truth.
Okay.
And that's the truth,
Yeah, I can't argue with that.
Yeah,
so
it's the truth.
I've never worn them shoes before, thankfully. I wouldn't get them to fit my feet.
Okay, so that's a male side. So what about the feminine strength then? Surely, you know, by saying all that, then the feminine, it has no use. It has a lot of uses. Feminine strengths. What are feminine strengths? Intuition.
Yep.
Women are far more intuitive than men.
And intuition is no superstition.
It's no superstition.
It's true and real. It's real and true.
A lot of times
There's been
the hunches
so
are
many
right.
times. There's been so many times when, and if we even just examine our own lives, how many times has intuition stepped in to save the day?
Yes.
Many.
Yeah.
In our own lives. So a lot of the times we forget it, you see, or we're unobservant. We don't actually quite see it, what's going on and things. Because the intuitive voice is very quiet, it's whispery. It's, I wouldn't do that if I was you. And that's it. But the other type of mind, the carnal mind, that just goes, go on, do it, go on, go. It's almost like it eggs you on and pushes you into it. And it's usually things that are not very good for you.
Yeah. I remember like those Looney Tune cartoons. You have this angel pop up and then talk in this voice, and then you have like
and then the devil on the other side.
Pop up on the other side.
Pretty much accurate.
Yeah.
If you look at the human mind.
Yeah.
Yeah, and there's the difficulty in relationships. I think a lot of us are emotionally scarred. A lot of us are psychologically scarred. And we've got to get over our own psychology in many instances. So if you bring baggage to the table, if you bring baggage to a relationship, it might be all right for the first few months. You might get away with it. But after a while, the intimacy brings all your crap to the surface. The ugly psyche rears its ugly head and it's visible for all to see at a certain point. And that's why a lot of men go, what on earth happened to her? One minute she's so lovely and so beautiful and would make you melt. Her smile would make you melt. And the next thing you know, she's a schizophrenic bitch from hell. And then there's the great dichotomy of this of the relationship instance. And it's largely because of our psychologies. We're very wounded in this place. In many instances, a lot of people are very lonely, I reckon.
Yeah,
we've got this little device in our pocket that subjugates that loneliness. Whereas before we would find people sit in a bar or whatever to talk to someone else. We would be talking to other people, but now it doesn't happen very often. If you notice. Yeah.
All right. Besides intuition, is the nurturing. Yes, of course. Of course, many females are nurturing. Yes,
nurturing.
It is a strength. It is required.
Yeah, of course it is.
Especially when you bring up children.
Yeah, I mean, look, it's very important that the person that makes your food actually does love you.
Yeah.
And you don't get that from a takeaway store.
No, you don't.
You don't get that from a drive-through and a fast food. You don't get it.
Yeah.
It's made in a microwave, bing, and it's fast in and out as quick as you can. Wrap it up and get out. But it's very important because food is a nourishment. And if if there's love involved, that the person does love you, the food becomes nourishing. It holds that vibration, especially like breads and things. It can hold vibration.
Yeah, and so I think emotional reading, people, women, because they're more intuitive and nurturing.
Well, they used to be more intuitive. Are they still?
A lot of, because...
More than men, no doubt.
Yeah, but because they've lost some of it, because they've been pushed
I would say they've lost a lot more than some of it.
Yeah. Pushed by feminists and modern society to be more like men.
Yeah. And you know what? For women out there, if you want to stand out from the crowd, because where is the feminine intuition anymore? And if you notice, there's no movies about it really. There's no really much anything out there that really does make us want to align to our intuition. Is there any training for it anywhere? Can we actually download the workshop manual? On how to be more intuitive? No, because there's virtually nothing out there. And there's the damage. So if a woman really wants to up her game and wants to be way better than just about everybody else out there, if she develops that intuitive capability, because most men simply don't have it.
Yeah.
Men can think of, we're stranded here. There's a big body of water between us and the other side. How are we going to get across there?
Yeah.
Well, the bloke will figure that out.
Yeah.
I can put the tree there. I can put a support under there. I can make that's about that wide. I could get over.
Yeah.
But the woman virtually would have no things.
idea. Yeah.
But the woman could say, this area here, I'm not getting a good feeling about it. I reckon we should go up the river up a bit, a half a kilometre up the river.
I think that's better
It could be better up there.
Yeah.
And lo and behold, it is.
It is, yeah.
Now, isn't that a skill set?
Yeah.
Isn't that a skill set you can't buy? You can't find it on one of them funny apps that you swipe left or swipe right.
Yeah.
You can't find that there. And,
absolutely.
And it is definitely true. It is definitely real and true. And if women could develop that, men would drop the jaw, not drawers. Jaw, not drawer.
When they drop their drawers.
And the woman could say, I knew you were going to do that. But even before you did it.
All right.
And then, you know what would happen in arguments then with women?
Yeah.
If you have a woman and man's having an argument, the man couldn't really say anything. Because the woman could say, I know what you're about. Before you do it, I'm intuiting that you're... And so the man's got no argument because it hasn't happened yet. Yeah.
But look, my emotional reading, women always, comfort. Bring comfort. I mean, look, can a man live on bread alone? He can't.
Well, in the good book, apparently, it says somewhere in there, it says, it's not good for man to live alone. And men can go a bit nuts alone. Yeah. And if you notice, if a man's married, he's got a family, it's usually the woman will keep a man on the side of good.
Women...
If woman's not there, You just imagine if it's like 2 a.m, it's the end of the night, you're walking towards your car, and 5 men are crossing the road walking towards you, drunk.
Yeah.
Your what do you call them? Spidey senses are tingling.
Yeah.
You're going, am I going to
just stand up? Yeah.
Yeah. Is this going to be a negative event? But if you see one or two girls with the guys,
the energetics just change, eh?
There's no violence.
Yeah.
You could just walk right by. G'day, how you going?
Yeah.
Have a nice night. Have a nice night. But men by themselves,
no.
you're going to wonder, is that one got a knife? Is that one coming around the back?
Yeah, kind of like
that one's got his fist clenched. That one's looking for other angles. And you're observant of that. Because your life could be in danger.
Yeah, of course.
So that's the amazing thing about women femininity. She can walk into a place and calm the angry male mind.
Women civilize men. That's the thing. Civilizes men.
Keeps men on the side of good.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. And then, like in the old days, I was saying, when women come, men stop swearing. Okay, I say. And if you dare to, the other men will be on them and say, you're not going to use that type of language in front of the ladies.
Well, in a life-threatening event, women and children were always first. And if any man broke that bond, he would be a coward, man.
Coward for life.
For life.
And now...
No, it's pull the woman back by the hair, get me on first, punch her on the nose.
I punch her on the nose.
Punch her on the nose in case she jumps up again and gets his seat.
And, other people defend him. And the most people that defend him are women. Other women.
Yeah.
Which is really sad. And they're saying, what is wrong with these women?
Chivalry's not dead, but it certainly is hard to find.
Yeah, because men now have a lot of beta men now. Yeah, that is a true soy boys, if you, in other words, want a term.
Yeah, well, the society's a bit softer now, but there is also that fire.
But they don't gonna respect.
Yeah.
They might be supported.
Yeah.
But as a woman, or in terms of respect, women they might say they support them, but they do not respect them.
Yeah, definitely. Well, there's
but they personally don't respect them.
It's that male charge.
Yeah.
It's like when you've got a focus and you've got a mission to do, you've got to do something. It's like yes. Charge forward.
Yep.
We're going to do this and this. And there's this positivity that comes flowing through, that masculinity.
Yep.
That masculinity, we can do this. We can figure this out. We can get to the other side. We can make this better. And he figures it out. And he brings that masculine charge. Well, what's happening today? The bubbles burst. The charge of the light brigade is now a few whimpers, perhaps.
All right.
Oh, where are we up to next?
Yeah, well, besides comfort, women also provide nourishment, social harmony, and family bonding, don't they? But how do they cooperate then? How do you bring the masculine? How does the masculine and the feminine work together? Well, masculine structure creates safety. Yeah. The feminine warmth makes that safety feel like a home. Like one woman, stay-at-home woman, she chose to be a stay-at-home wife, and she put it in these terms: he provides the house, I make it a home. True?
Yeah.
That's a perfect example. The masculine creating the structure creates the safety, and the woman makes it like a home.
A lot of men actually marry housekeepers.
Yeah.
They get divorced, and she keeps the house.
That's why, because he ignored the red flags.
They didn't read your book.
They did not read my book.
Or they didn't do the house of spouse charts. And I am becoming more and more convinced that this is actually real.
Yes.
I thought, what a lot of phony baloney. This is just another one of those, or maybe we should set up a 1-300 number or something.
Yeah, like I said, astrology does not create the issue. It's just...
It's not around for thousands of years for no reason.
It's a tool to read it.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a tool to use to read it.
But what happens if you're dyslexic and you can't read very well?
That's why you go to a chart reader.
You don't want to get it wrong.
You don't want to get it wrong. Yeah, no. But then the advantage is you see the person for who they are and what they are, and no one can lie. So
Unless they lie about the birth chart.
there's a bio about the birth charts. But
So tell the listeners a little bit about that on a birth chart. Why is it that it works? Why does it work? What's the characteristics of?
Basically.
So when
the birth
someone's
charts,
born, at that very moment, there's an imprint in the
there's
stars. Yeah.
imprint. Yes, they're born with that, almost like it's like your DNA. You know, you're born with a certain amount of DNA, and no matter what you do, you can't change it. Okay, you can make some improvements, but this is like it is your birth chart. Okay, now, like I said, I equate it to being like an athlete. An athlete cannot change his genes. Okay,
Well,
but they can do some
They
things.
can wash them, can they?
Genes for genes.
Oh, different genes.
So, but you can do things like training. All right, picking the correct sport that's more suitable for him, that he'll be good at. Having coaching, the right coaching facilities, and I guess some cheaters. I guess we want to go around that. Get a bit of chemical help.
Oh,
Yeah, as we all know that happens in sports. That enhances, and doesn't mean that genetics get changed, but enhances it while you're taking that drug. Your performance
definitely increases.
Definitely increases. Now is the fact that we cannot change our charts, but just like the drug, if you've got an issue in your chart, if you marry someone that has the remedy for your chart, then it's just like a athlete taking performance enhancing drugs. Well, your fortunes just rise up, and it will last as long as that person is with you, married with you. Okay. Well, if you divorce, they're gone. Effects is gone. Okay. But that's why. And if you're married to them, even if they're in another, I say you might be traveling for work or whatever, you still get the effect because you're married and you're committed. Yeah. But in that way, if you also get along very well because your charts are so aligned. So that is how, and that's why people cannot lie. Like especially when wealthy people, they have everyone around them is a yes man and trying to make them happy, and all the women flocking, or models flocking and presenting themselves to be the perfect partner.
What were the models doing?
Yeah,
What were the models doing?
flocking around rich men.
Oh, flocking. Oh, thank God for that.
Around rich men. herding towards them. They can't fight them off. They're clamouring for them. So
I just thought it was spelt wrong, that's all.
yeah, that too. It's naughty. But that's the sort of thing that you can do. So, and then you can get be perfect finding basically the other arm. So if you're a man, you're finding your left hand. A woman finding the right hand.
Oh, there it is.
There it is.
There
Yeah.
is the left hand. It's
one
been hiding underneath my hamstring all along.
The one that will work with you.
I couldn't find it anywhere.
So look, like feminine, going back to feminine and masculine, masculine discipline provides the direction, feminine intuition notices emotional needs, and masculine protection guards the family, yeah?
And also, I think that the strongest quality that a man possesses.
Yeah, but
that,
also,
more than woman.
But
There is a quality of male quality that thinks it's wisdom.
it is wisdom. And then there's also, it needs to be, but how do we bridge men and women? Respect. Okay, respect allows differences to become strengths instead of conflict.
Well, one of the greatest geniuses that ever lived, according to the Guinness Book of Records, in fact, the greatest genius on the history of this planet Earth, according to that book, whether it's real or true or not, it's virtually unobtainable to come to such a conclusion. But what he said was that a woman only really loves a man for one thing.
Oh?
And that is his wisdom.
Yeah.
If a man doesn't provide that level of wisdom, then she can't really love.
Now
The other ones is good looking. This might be thrill seeking. That's all that.
Yeah,
but that might just be the thrill of the moment. That might not
that's
actually
the
be
peripheral.
love.
Yeah.
Like actually love that person.
And I'm going to bring back wisdom, back to what I say. With wisdom, he's able to solve the difficult issues, solve difficult problems.
Or head them off before they even occur.
Basically, able
to preempt, and pose and ponder.
Deal with life's difficulties.
Yeah.
That's the issue. And if you're with someone that can deal with life's difficulties very well, guess what? Your life becomes easier. So that's what the woman would respect the man for.
Yeah, of course. Life becomes easier.
Yeah, but on the flip side, men often need respect to feel valued. True? They need to be respected. If they're not respected, how come you don't feel valued?
If you're treating a man like dirt, it won't take too long before he figures it out.
Yeah, look, because a woman that belittles a man's leadership kills his motivation.
Not only that, but he actually kills his happiness.
Yeah.
You know that? It's like, turn left here, turn there, turn this, go over there and do this. Well, why don't you drive then? You know, it's like, or whatever, you know?
You know, and women often need emotional care to feel safe. Yeah, emotionally looked after.
She's got to win the argument too, the woman, because it's an emotional battle.
Okay, this comes back to competing with each other. She's still in the competitive mode.
Yeah.
Rather than thinking, no, this is a partnership.
Yeah, well, it's like...
Is he right? He's actually right.
Who's taking the upper hand in the relationship? Used to be the man always. Otherwise, the woman couldn't submit to that. She just simply wouldn't marry him. She had to respect him first.
But look, when neither is mocked, look, if both masculine and feminine are not mocked, when either need is mocked, the relationship weakens. Because contempt destroys cooperation. Because and a man, he should not dismiss a woman's intuition because he then loses access to wisdom.
A lot of men actually don't even know that it exists.
Yeah,
because they don't have it. They don't have it, so they think that it is a superstition.
Yeah, and a woman who treats masculinity as toxic, as all this toxic masculinity we keep hearing.
Yeah, we'll wait one day.
Create a distance.
We'll wait one day until that's required.
When that's required, you need that masculinity.
It's like, I need that to save my life. No, and then all the belittlement and all the putting down and under the thumb, all just suddenly. Oh, help to save me.
Okay, and because, look, a man and a woman cannot cooperate if they secretly despise what the other brings. True?
Yeah.
Despises
despise is a really horrible word, isn't it?
Or despises masculinity, toxic masculinity. We keep hearing that.
Yeah.
So, look, I'll come down to this. How would cooperation look in daily family life? I mean, it looked like, dividing responsibilities according to strengths. Who's better at what? Then they're responsible for that area. It makes sense. Even in a company, you've got a business, okay, you've got one employee who's better at this thing, you allocate the work to that employee because they're better at it. It makes sense.
And pay them the same as everybody else.
Yeah, yeah. And look, and not keeping score, because we're not about competing with each other. Keep score. And asking what the family needs, okay? And respecting different forms of contribution. Everyone has their own worth, has different worth, but you've got to contribute, okay? And you need to back each other up in front of your children, not putting each other down, okay, in front of the kids, because you're teaching the children not to respect the other parent, and that is not right. Okay, and look, if there's a conflict, you repair it quickly, and deal with it, and don't push it, shove it under the rug. Don't sweep it under the carpet, please, because otherwise it doesn't go away. And look, and protecting the home from outside pressure. I mean, look, example, one partner might be better with finances, another with emotional climate, with emotional intelligence. And one may manage logistics, the other may manage social connection. One of them you is more social than the other. Or one may be stronger in a crisis, and another may notice early warning signs. Usually the woman is more intuitive, and the man can deal with the crisis better. Work as a team.
Yeah.
Yeah. And look, you teach children cooperation when you're in the family. Look, children learn from watching, yeah? Remember, they're learning from you how to behave. Okay, so do mum and dad respect each other? Because this is going to form the basis of their future relationship. Like, oh, this is how you're supposed to act in a marriage, in a family relationship.
Yeah.
All right. Do they work as a team?
Yeah.
You know, and do they undermine each other?
Mm.
And do they show gratitude to each other? Do they repair conflict? I mean, do they value both masculine and feminine strengths? I mean, I know some cultures put the feminine down a lot.
Yeah.
And don't show respect to women. And guess what? The children, especially their sons, not only don't respect women, don't respect their own mother. 'Cause that's a woman.
Yeah.
And they see it how their daddy treats mummy.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't need to treat her right.
In most cultures where the femininity is repressed, you'll actually see that there's a scarcity.
Yeah.
There's a lack of creativity, a lack of beautification of the surroundings. You'll notice people's gardens are not nice. They're all just, like a junkyard or whatever.
But on the flip side, though, when the masculinity is suppressed and the feminine is dominant, like it is currently is in the West, it becomes weak. Society becomes weak. It gets vulnerable to all these crimes. Yeah. Because everyone's...
You get walked over.
And because we've got to think about people's feelings and why can't we all get along? We can't be too harsh. The nurture too much, over-nurturing.
Yeah. But then somebody will walk up and take it all, perhaps.
Take it all and whack you.
Yeah.
And you've got to be kind to the person that does it to you.
I know.
Yeah.
Stockholm syndrome.
And like they've been fed, like the left, the correct way to treat the person that kills your child is to feel sorry for them. That what would have made them bring that state that to kill your child, you've got to feel sorry for them, not be outraged because they've killed your child.
Yeah, there's definitely a big change in the world. Like a few decades ago, if a parent would take care of it.
Okay. All right. Now we're coming towards the end of our show. A reminder to
already
Reminder everyone to download their free copy of my book.
Free copy?
Your Complete Partner: How to Choose the Right Partner for Love and Marriage for a Lifetime. Just head over to the website.
What about a lunchtime?
MakeMarriageGreatAgain.net.
Make marriage great again. What was it?
.net.
.net.
So thank you so much for coming in. In again, Bluey. I hope you stick around and come back again.
Can't we do an extended version?
You want to go back to 2 hours? All right. I'm going to close with this. Okay, look, men and women are not designed to be enemies. They were designed to bring different strengths into one shared life. When those strengths compete, the family weakens. When those strengths cooperate, the family becomes powerful. I'm Miss Dragonfly, and this is the Relationship Whisperer. Let's make marriage great again by helping men and women stop competing, start cooperating, and remember that the strongest families are built by two people working as one.
Oh, how lovely.
Yeah. Don't forget to follow me on my Facebook pages, Make Marriage Great Again and Miss Dragonfly. Follow both if you can, but at least follow one because I post different things on the Facebook pages. Okay, and don't forget to tune in same time next week. So until then, it's bye for now.
Bye.